Hey all, Sai here! Well, Mother's Day is coming up and I thought it would be really cool to make something for my mom. Since I just made those cowboy silhouettes that I thought would be great for Father's Day, I thought I should do something with some more silhouettes. So I'm gonna try to make something. I have this piece of wood, this piece of plywood. So first I want to paint this board. I wanted a gray color, so I mixed white and a little bit of black. And I've learned that the next time I do this, I need to keep some aside in case I need to do touch-ups later. And I did do some touch-ups later because I did keep a little bit aside, but I didn't keep enough, and there was no way I was going to be able to mix this color exactly again. So lesson learned. I drilled some holes where I needed to do some inner cuts on the silhouettes. Oh, and I had put some blue tape on the thin plywood and glued the little silhouettes to the tape. Then cut those out on my Hegner. Then pulled off the blue tape and sanded off the fuzzies. Then painted those black. I used my Silhouette Cameo vinyl cutting machine to cut out a saying. I removed all of the letters and used the remaining vinyl as a template and stuck that onto the prepared board. I've had issues in the past with paint coming off when I remove the vinyl, so I looked into that and read that to keep that from happening, it's as easy as pulling off the vinyl against the wood grain. Sounds too easy. We'll see if it works. And here's where I used a little bit of that paint that I kept to the side, but didn't keep enough for those emergency touch-ups when the project's all done. But I learned this step recently, and that is to help avoid bleeding. It's not 100%, but it's pretty close. And first you lightly coat the areas you're painting with the background color. Then when it bleeds, it will be the same color. And I've tried this before and it seems to work well. So I dabbed multiple thin coats of the background color, then dabbed multiple thin coats of the blue color I wanted for the letters. I didn't show removing the vinyl, but I did pull it off against the grain. And I had a few tiny places where it pulled off the paint, but it wasn't bad at all. So I would say removing the vinyl against the grain works, but not 100%. Then I had to go back and remove all the little pieces of vinyl that were left over. Then I used a little bit of background paint to touch up the places the vinyl did remove. And my camera keeps autofocusing. I changed the settings, but apparently I haven't changed enough settings. So sorry about that, folks. I also touched up some blue areas. Then I glued on the silhouettes, and before you know it, they were dry. I want to make a frame around this, and I thought it would be cool to use this blue color. And I thought, well, maybe that's too much blue, and I tried to mix it and I messed it up. So I don't have any of this blue left. So then I tried to make my own color, which is this one right here, but I don't like it. So I'm just gonna go with black. So I'm gonna paint this black. I suppose I should cut it first to the sizes it needs to be. Okay, we got that one, and that one. Okay, let's paint it up. Let's paint it up. So I did paint these frame boards black, but then ended up making a new frame, so I'll just skip ahead here. I glued down the main part of the project and clamped it. And here I am inspecting my frame boards and realizing they are messed up. When things were dry, I removed the clamps and adjusted the new frame boards, then glued them in place. I found a verse for the back. I put Ezekiel 16:44, which says, "Everyone who uses wise sayings will say this about you. The daughter is like her mother." This verse is actually talking about some bad traits where the daughter is like her mother or one nation like another, but this verse alone doesn't give off that vibe. So I'm using it because the way it reads by itself fits this project pretty well. I also added a little note for my mom. Then I painted the new frame black. I used a rag and I really liked how it went on. Then I used a small brush to touch up some areas. And when that was dry, I added a hanger and took it outside to spray it with a satin clear coat. My gift for my mom is all done. So this was modeled after the silhouettes of those cowboys. And I really liked how it has the mom and the daughter, and the mom and the daughter, but grown up as friends. And anyway, you get it, right? So thanks for joining me, everybody, and we'll see you next time. And happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you.